There was 2 questions. These were online, and these questions came at the right time because you are not only the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, but you are also the Chief Government Spokesperson. So these questions were addressed to me, but I can only handle them generally. I'll leave the details to you, sir, the Chief Government Spokesperson. These are 2 questions. One was, when is the Facebook being reopened? That was the first one. It's a regular question which we get everywhere we go. As a regulator, the minister will talk on behalf of the government. As a regulator, I'll just tell you that Facebook is not a licensed operator in Uganda. We regulate licensed operators. But of course, Facebook, like the minister will tell you, operates in Uganda as a jurisdiction, as a sovereign state. So the issues, according to us as regulators, that led to the closure of Facebook are beyond the mandate of a regulator, are beyond the mandate of the regulator. So the minister will explain in details as why this happened. Probably will also tell us if there are dates of the anticipations as when it will be reopened. You see, as a regulator, we are not, if you may, omnipotent. Our authority has limits defined in the law, just one law, the UCC Act 2013, and those 20 regulations which we use to regulate you. There are issues that sometimes are beyond us, but which government can explain. So the minister will explain this.
Why do you use Facebook? Facebook, as probably those who have been in the country for some years know, I think the issue with Facebook arose during the last electoral period when Facebook took a partisan stand in our local politics. And this raised just a kind reminder that you are here, all of us are here at the invitation of the government of Uganda and the state of Uganda, and we have to comply with the rules and the laws of the land. So a platform like Facebook is not expected to take a partisan stand in our local politics. When they began deleting those who belong to the ruling party and like apparently supporting the opposition, this is not a lawless country. Even when you come to provide a good service and doing business, you must abide by the rules which govern the community where you serve. I think that's why Facebook went into those challenges and the state had to close it. I have since raised this issue with the president about Facebook, and he tasked me to engage them that if they agree to play by the rules, then there should be no problem opening Facebook again. I have had a conversation with the Facebook team. We are yet to conclude. And once we conclude and harmonize, there should be no big issue. But the message is that the platforms or agencies of that nature should not participate or interfere or be seen to be taking partisan stands in the local politics. You leave the politics to us who engage in the politics. If you are MTN, do provide the service. If you are Airtel, provide the service. If you are Laika Mobile, provide the service. If you are Twitter, provide the service. But I think the challenge was wanting to intrude into the local politics. But I think we shall be able to sort it out because we are engaging with Facebook to say, yes, you can operate in Uganda, but you must operate within the law that governs Uganda. Because Uganda is not a lawless country that you come and do anything. that you want to do. Now, the other issue that you raised,
if we're sure or to spend money, we are here to perform an activity that is at the core of our statutory mandate: consumer protection. Consumer protection. So whatever we've had, whatever feedback we've had, we don't take it for granted. So as a regulator, I would want, with the utmost courtesy, to invite the CEOs to the platform so that we join hands as a sign of commitment that whatever feedback we receive from the consumers, we take it very, very seriously, and we commit to ensure that we solve those problems, those that can be solved, those where there are misconceptions, like data that disappears without trace. We'll commit to explain until when every consumer understands that data will never just disappear anyhow. I was asking the operators when this issue first appeared, that if there technologically, can data? I said, yes, sometimes it can, but that one we can rectify it. Immediately we can see and rectify it. But most of these issues are usage issues. Those ones we shall explain. But we don't take this feedback for granted. So with utmost courtesy, may I invite the CEOs. We join hands as a sign of commitment that whatever feedback we've had, we commit to make good on putting the things right, those which can be put right. My colleagues, the CEOs.
Honorable Minister, so a voter from Kanung called me, said, where are you? I said, I'm in Kampala. But they are waiting for you at the hotel. You are supposed to be opening a workshop, and you have wrote this there. Somebody from deep in the village in Kanung, yes. That is the beauty of technology. So I am happy to be here this morning, this afternoon, and I want to start by appreciating UCC for organizing this kind of platform that brings together key stakeholders. I think namely our telecoms, our CEOs, the telecom sector, then the consumers. Although I see the consumers, you are the top-notch consumers. And I can also speak as a consumer. Then the regulator himself, UCC, the government, and all the actors. I am happy that this kind of conversation is taking place, because sometimes we sit in our different areas and maybe we don't have a platform where we can have this kind of exchange. So may I request the audience to give an applause to UCC for having convened us and enabled us to have this kind of open and candid conversation where we get feedback and also be able to listen in to the consumers what they think about the services which we provide. As a minister and a member of parliament, I am always on the receiving end of the parliament, because the consumers also, through their members of parliament, raise some of these issues. And we have a duty as people who sit in the parliament to explain. And therefore, this kind of a conversation also empowers us to gain more knowledge and competence and confidence to respond to the issues which the public always raises. And therefore, I want to register that appreciation. I would like also to register my appreciation to the telecoms, the various telecom actors, for the good work that you are doing in our country. Let's give you an applause also. With the opening up of space to allowing our modern telecoms, the communication space has changed in Uganda. If you compare how we communicate today and how it was 30, 40 years ago. Those who oppose government usually say, the president, when he was swearing in, he said, this is going to be a fundamental change. I am sure one area where there has been a fundamental change in the area of communication. There's a gentleman called Sparrow. He works in the Ministry of Energy there. He comes from my area. Our area is a hilly, mountainous area. Those days, the way we communicated, you would stand on the hilltop and using the natural voice, you call out the person on the other side of the hill. And say, on Saturday we have a wedding, there is a function, please tell the other relatives and the other neighbors, and that's how the message would go.